Standing Simmer here today, and welcome back to the channel for another update on my goth family current household. So guys, we are starting this update in a little bit of a different way to what I've done in the past. That's because I have changed the playing style for this family here in recent times because we were kind of getting to the point where there were so many Sims and so many family members that I couldn't quite keep up. So guys, I wanted to go ahead and do a little bit of an overview on the family tree so that the characters I might mention in this make sense. But guys, we are only going to be focusing on one household for this update today. And that's because, once again, having changed my playing style, I'm no longer in rotation for this family. I actually chose a specific Sim and her family to focus on, and that's kind of where we have evolved when it comes to playing this household. So guys, in recent updates, you will have noticed that I was playing, like I said, with families in rotation for this entire family. But being as we are on Gen 4 in full force, we've kind of had to make some adjustments. So let me go ahead and, just in case this is your first ever video tuning into my goth family current household, you guys have an idea, and in case you would like a refresher, we're going to go ahead and just go over the family tree here real quick. We'll spend a little bit of time on this screen, then I'll get to introducing you to the family members that are in the family I'm playing with at the moment, and then we'll finish it off in cast this time, just kind of as a special little thing. Once again, because I am starting with just one family and finishing with just one family in this update. So guys, as you can see here on the family tree. The family tree is quite expansive. In fact, it's even larger than that. I was just wanting to make sure that it was showing Mortimer in the picture there as well. But as you can see, guys, we began with Bella and Mortimer Goth. Now, Bella and Mortimer, as you guys know if you've seen previous updates, I'm not going to go into a lot of the detailed story, but long story short, I did start with them as young adults. I kind of wanted to begin their story anew, compared to what you get when you start just The Sims 4 as a vanilla game. So I deleted their kids, I made sure they were both young adults, I gave them makeovers, and we started just with Bella and Mortimer living in San Myshuno, and we've kind of grown their family from there, guys. So they had 4 children, as you guys, again, know if you've seen previous updates, but just in case you haven't, they have had 4 children, the oldest of which is this Blair Villarreal. She, as you guys can see, this is very sad, all of Gen 1 and Gen 2 have died. So we have played a lot of time in this family. The last time I updated you guys, the vast majority of Gen 2 was still alive, but we have played pretty far past that point. So the oldest of Bella and Mortimer's children, like I said, is Blair here. She was, of course, goth, but she was a goth, I guess, according to their last name, but she married Max Villarreal, and they had, let me go ahead and just point out, here we go. I always get scared because of relationship calling or not even relationship calling, but just calling of the family tree, that my Sims are going to disappear from this, but it looks like we're okay right now. So guys, I'm just going to go down each branch of the family tree and we'll kind of go from there. Now, spoiler alert, the family tree that I'm showing you right now, Blair's descendants, that is the family, or one of the families I've chosen to continue playing with. So Blair married Max Villarreal. They were childhood friends, and even though she dated someone else for a while as a teen and a young adult, they eventually did come together in the end and lived a very long and happy life married to one another. And they had 3 children, 2 twin girls, one of whom is Sydney and then the other is Paisley. Now guys, there's a little bit of a weird thing going on here in the game because it shows Paisley is an elder right now, but Sydney is not. The reason for that is that Sydney has only been pregnant once. She also had twin girls, guys. They are fraternal twins. As you can see, they're not identical, but if you guys saw the last update, she was the one who was the serial romantic, and she actually had an affair with a married man who she did not know was married at the time. She got pregnant, and she tried to, pursue more of a relationship with him, and he said, no, I'm already married, I already have a family, we can't do this. And that kind of ended that, guys. But what resulted from that were her 2 twin girls, and they're pretty cool. So they are Kinsley and Hadley. So Paisley and Sydney are twins, but Sydney is not yet an elder, guys, so I'm gonna have to get up to aging her up so that they're not 2 different ages, because they are actually twins, guys. And Blair and Max had their youngest son as well. His name is Casey. In the last update that I put out for you guys, he was the one who was an astronaut, and he was kind of infatuated with this alien Sim that he met when he was in high school, and his goal was to get to space, get to Sixum, so that he could finally meet her. And they did meet, guys, and they had a kid. They're married now, spoiler. So Casey married Ginza, and they had a daughter, Poppy. Now, Poppy's recently aged up into a teen. I need to give her a makeover. This is not how I intended her to look. So yeah, guys, that's kind of what's going on there. Now, I'm not going to get too much into Sydney's family just yet, because once again, that's the family I'm actually playing with. I just was very attached to their story, guys. In the last update, Sydney was, she's a doctor. She's the chief of mischief. She was interested in a coworker, but I'm not going to get into that too much just yet, because we will come back to that here in just a second. So guys, that takes care of the first branch of the family, Blair Villarreal and all of her children. And she now has 6 grandchildren, guys. 6 grandchildren. I can't even believe it. So Bella and Mortimer, following having Blair as their eldest, they also had a son. His name was Ian. Now, Ian was married to Betsy. Betsy was the cook. Ian was the scientist who quit his job kind of in a midlife crisis in an effort to join the tech guru career, since that was kind of more his interest. He did max out science, but he eventually got into being a tech guru. And guys, they had one daughter. Her name is Zoe. Now, Zoe, of course, was a goth there for a while, but Zoe got married fairly quickly. Now, you guys met her boyfriend in the last update pretty quickly. I think I may have just shown you him and her relationship panel, guys, but Zoe was very interested in this guy named Windus Keating, and they dated all through being in high school, so they were high school sweethearts. They actually got married very, very quickly following graduating high school, moved in together, and they had a son. Now, this son here, it's Tatum. Tatum is the first of Gen 4 of the Goth family. He was the very first one born. Once again, he just recently aged up. I really need to give him a makeover. Ignore the sunglasses. Ignore whatever else is going on right there. It's a mess. But Tatum is Zoe's son. Now, Windus, who is... this is a little bit of a mess going on here, guys, but Windus, who was Zoe's husband and Tatum's dad, he actually cheated on Zoe with another woman and got her pregnant, and then got her pregnant again. And so he just was kind of over here cultivating his own little family while he and Zoe were still together trying to raise Tatum. So like I said, lots of mess going on there. Guys, eventually Zoe found out what was going on. She got fed up. She divorced Windus. I think that's the first divorce I've ever had in this family. And because obviously she was not going to put up with that business. And so kicked Windus out, raised Tatum as a single mother, and has just done a beautiful job. She was the one who owned a restaurant. She was the painter. She guys was this amazing sim. Like, I honestly don't know exactly why I didn't feel like I could keep playing with her story, because I loved her as a sim so much. But again, ultimately my interest was pulled in another direction, and I knew that it would be sustained if I kept with that more or less. So that's what's going on there, guys. But this is the genealogy of Ian, who is the only son of Bella and Mortimer Goth. And so as you can see here, Ian has 1 child and 1 grandchild. So then after having both Blair here and Ian, Bella and Mortimer decided to have 1 more child. But guys, it turned out to be 2, because they had twin girls, Mila and Avery. Now, Avery here, unfortunately, is bald, because I must have uninstalled her CC hair, which I feel really, really bad about, because now her ghost is forever bald. But she was my gardener sim who lived out in... Gosh, I'm forgetting my town names now, but she lived in Bridleton Bay with her twin sister Mila and her boyfriend Tommy Oaks, mega famous celebrity bowler Tommy Oaks. Guys, I am playing in the Simsy save, which I will link in the description below in case you're interested in checking that out. It's a pretty nice save. But she was dating mega famous celebrity bowler Tommy Oaks, and they had a child together, Nathan. Now, Nathan, well, Avery was the one who in the last update I told you guys had died because she was out tending her garden and was struck by lightning, guys. So that's what happened to Avery. She died very young. She was the first of the Goth children to pass away, and once again did so at a pretty young age. Now, that though left Mila, who was my Jungle Explorer adventurer sim. She actually completed that Jungle Explorer aspiration, and it was just she's a very family-oriented sim, but couldn't have kids of her own. She adopted her nephew Nathan, so she and Nathan considers her to be kind of like his mom. He never really remembered his mom, but of course Mila's pretty good about, spreading those stories more or less. But so Mila raised Nathan, her nephew, but then also adopted a girl, Emberly. Now, I really love that family a lot too, and I don't know why I didn't feel like I could keep playing, but again, ultimately when it came down to it, I was kind of feeling overwhelmed with the sheer amount of Sims and stories that I had going on, that I really felt like I needed to consolidate that in order to continue playing. So Emberly is an athlete. She is in the athletic career. She's very, very athletic. And Nathan is following in the footsteps of his mother, and he wants to be a gardener sim. Now, she just happened to leave him some seeds, even though she had passed away. And so he is kind of getting into floristry. So that is Nathan's story. So guys, that pretty well covers the branches of the family that I wanted to cover with you guys. But we're back to the branch of the family that I decided to stick with as far as playing goes, guys. So we're going to go ahead and get into the game here in just a quick second, and that way I can introduce you to my Sims a little bit more thoroughly and talk about their story. Alright guys, so this is my Sim Sydney, and she's looking like a hot mess right now because she's just shoveling snow out here in the middle of nowhere, and there's this massive stinky leaf pile behind her. But guys, like I said a little bit ago, she is my Dr. Sim who was really interested in Mischief, who was living with her twin sister and Zoe, her cousin, back in the last update. And for some reason, guys, I was just really, really drawn to her story. So I told you guys in the last update that she was really, really interested in a coworker of hers. That was Mr. Kieran over here, Kieran Lane. And I just think he's this adorable, just cute little redhead. Look at his freckles, guys. Look at his freckles. So I just thought he was this very cute sim. And again, they were both coworkers in the doctor career. And they hadn't really taken their relationship too far at the last time I updated you guys. But then a little later in their young adult lives, they did decide to go ahead and go on a few dates, see if there was any chemistry there, and there just so happened to be some chemistry there. So it was really, really cool because they had this very sweet, just wholesome romance, guys. They moved in together. They just kind of were taking things pretty slowly, like more slowly than I tend to take my Sims as far as relationships go. They didn't even get married until like a couple of days before they aged up into adults, and didn't get pregnant until a little bit after that, guys. So all of their kids were born after Sydney became an adult, which once again is something I rarely do. So as far as that goes, guys, they are actually about to age up into elders. So they're going to be elders in no time flat. We're talking about having birthdays like tomorrow in the game. And I can't believe that has gone by so quickly. Now, in the last updates, I have been playing on a long lifespan, once again, because I was juggling so many households. But I've since switched back to a normal length lifespan because I'm back to playing with just one household for now. So that is kind of an update on that. But guys, here are Kieran's traits. He is a whole bunch of just nice, cool, wholesome sim. They've had a beautiful relationship together. And he is a musical genius. He is on level 3 of 4, so he's completed 2 out of 4 tiers. And he plays the violin, guys. So that's really the thing that he likes to do a lot. That's a pretty big passion of his. And so these are his skills. You can see, guys, he's done quite a bit of stuff. He's violin level 8, cooking level 6, got a bunch of other randomness thrown in there somewhere, but he and Sydney are just very, very sweet. So guys, let me take you back over here to Sydney. Oh my gosh, she's funny. We're gonna just let the game play here for just a quick second, but she is, like I said, she wants to be a chief of mischief. So she's always been a little bit of a mess, but she's been a fun kind of mess. I don't know. She's just been a fun sim to play with. And I don't know if I've ever played with this chief of mischief aspiration outside of Not So Berry. So she is she's about to complete this, guy. She has like 2 more skill level points to earn before she completes this. So she just needs to master mischief. I'm having trouble putting my words together, guys. Can you tell? So she just needs to max out the mischief skill, and she will just take care of that right away. I'm not sure why she's still just shoveling snow, but she's doing good, I guess. All right. As far as her career goes, like I said, she is a doctor, and she is a doctor level 9. Oh my gosh, I didn't even know she was that high up. Guys, usually how I play this is that when I have Sims in active careers but don't necessarily always want to follow them into work, whenever they've maxed out this bar and they get the nice little golden check mark, I just go ahead and cheat to promote them, because once again, with so many Sims, I don't necessarily want to follow them into work all the time. And so that's how she's been able to get to doctor level 9 without me necessarily going into work with her too many times. Once again, because she and Kieran are both doctors, that would be a little bit more difficult to swing, I guess. So As far as her skills go, she just keeps getting asked advice left and right. We'll just keep being friendly. Oh gosh, okay. We're gonna step in and stand up for our friend. We've got all kinds of stuff change in there. Guys, this is why I leave the game on pause, because if not, then crazy things happen and I'm not able to focus or concentrate. But these are the skills that Sydney has been able to put together since we last saw her. Like I said, the most notable of which is her mischief skill, but she's also pretty high in things like charisma and comedy and cooking, of course. A lot of my Sims tend to be on those sorts of things. And let's see, I don't think there's anything else too crazy to show you guys. Here is her trait panel. And I am probably going to age her up fairly quickly. Probably not on the same day as her husband, but probably pretty quickly after that, because I don't like them to be too far apart in age. They aren't technically. She's just a little younger because she's been pregnant 3 times. So speaking of their pregnancies, guys, I'm going to go ahead and introduce you to their children, who I'm very, very invested in. I think that this is going to turn into like a mini branch of the Goth family when they have their kids, and like their kids form personalities of their own and go into careers of their own and get into relationships of their own. I'm probably going to start rotating the households again, at least until I get to the point where I can't do that anymore again. But I'm very invested in all of these children's lives. So their first kid is named Sawyer. Now, once again, they got pregnant with Sawyer after they got married, but when they had already become adults. So once again, all 3 children have been born since they've been adults. And Sawyer is just a very, very cute sim. He's a redhead like his dad. Now, you'll get to see this a little bit more up close in Create a Sim, but Sydney over here has violet eyes. Now, she naturally has violet eyes. I don't exactly know how that happens. It could have just been like a glitch, but she honestly, she has purple eyes, guys, and she's gorgeous. She's obviously has the black hair. Now, Kieran over here, who's sleeping, of course, has blue eyes and then the red hair. So I was really secretly hoping that they would have a child with the red hair and the purple eyes. That did not happen, but they still got some pretty cute kids regardless. So Sawyer over here has red hair like his dad, and also these kind of lighter blue eyes. He's just really, really cute, guys. And he's a vegetarian and a bro, and we've got a couple of other things here as well. He is really, really interested in being athletic, so he wants to be a bodybuilder. He's probably going to be in the athletic career. I know that's a little cliche because he's both his aspiration and his career will be focused on being an athlete, but I think he's just really, really into fitness. Both of his parents have been athletic their entire lives, and so I feel like that would kind of be ingrained in him at that point. Now, he is a high school B student, and he's going to be, bumping that up here pretty soon. We're on the weekend, so we won't do that just yet, but, getting pretty close. And he doesn't have anything too crazy going on skill-wise just yet, but again, fitness is kind of a passion of his. Now, guys, he does have a little girlfriend, and her name is Denise, and you can see her right here. They have only just recently become girlfriend and boyfriend. Now, they were, of course, I love doing the whole childhood sweetheart thing, guys. It's so cliche, but I love it. So, of course, they were friends as children, and then after they both aged up, they kind of started to develop an interest in one another. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that they will be that way forever, but it does kind of introduce a cool storyline that I like to have with some of my Sims, and I don't think that there's anything else too crazy. He does keep a journal, which I don't have all of my Sims do, but he's kept a journal ever since he was a child, and that's about it, guys, for the most part. Let's see, yeah, nothing too crazy going on right there, guys. Okay, now, on to the next one. Her name is Charlotte, and as you can see here, she looks a whole bunch like her mom. Now, Charlotte is gorgeous. Oh my gosh, I love her so much. She's so pretty. Okay, so Charlotte she wants to be a friend of the world, and she is pretty outgoing. She's a very social sim. She's a foodie, outgoing, and of course they were all happy toddlers. Like that still hasn't changed, guys. She's gregarious because of her aspiration, and she is currently a high school A student, so she's kind of risen in the ranks even a little bit faster than her brother as far as academics goes. Why did I just say it that way? Academics go, academics, whatever. But the plan that I have for her life is that I want to get her into the social media career, because it's been ages since I've played that career, and I really want her to go into the more of the internet personality side of that. I feel like she would be just the kind of sim who would be interested in like being a beauty guru type thing, like kind of along those lines, but also kind of the gaming aspect too. So that's my plan for her at this point. We don't really have I haven't really gone anywhere with that obviously just yet. I'm just kind of barely starting to build her charisma skill, but that's pretty much it. So she doesn't really have any romantic interests right now. She's kind of just just living life and enjoying it and kind of developing her interests as we go. So guys, I don't really have anyone in mind right now for her as far as a boyfriend, girlfriend, or a spouse or anything like that. I have no idea what we're going to do with that just yet, but we'll figure that out when we get there. So after Miss Charlotte, who we also call Charlie, by the way, that's her nickname, there is little Miss Calliope, or Callie. Now, this is the youngest of their children, and I don't know, I just think that she's adorable as well. She and Charlie look really, really similarly because they both have the black hair that their mom has, but then they both have these darker blue eyes like their dad, and I just think that they're both adorable. Now, Callie is a little young for me to have a plan for what I want to do with her life, but I have a plan anyway. It's fine. She is probably going to be my florist sim because I haven't delved too deeply into that in my personal gameplay. I am planning on doing that in my Big Sister LP, but that's going to be a little bit more like spread out over a period of time. Whereas if I play with Callie being a florist, then I can do it a little bit more quickly in my personal gameplay just because I'm impatient that way. But anyways, that is kind of the plan I have for her. She just aged up here in the last couple of days, so she's not been a kid all that long, but she's a grade school B student. I don't know how she'd be a high school B student at being a child and all that, but you know, it is what it is. But yeah, guys, I think that's about all I have to tell you guys about her. She does love the outdoors, by the way, and currently she wants to be an artistic prodigy. Now, one thing I definitely don't want to forget to show you guys is their house, because this is a house that was built by Emmy Sims. Now, in case you guys don't know, Emmy Sims is awesome. I love her a lot. She's a good friend, and she built this house here recently as a family fixer-upper. If I remember, I will link the video in the description. But the point of this is to build a really kind of crummy home that is reasonably cheap so that your Sim family could build it up as you go. And so that's exactly what we did. So as soon as Sydney and Kieran decided that they wanted to grow their family, they bought this house over here in Willow Creek, and ever since then have really just kind of made it their own and put in the improvements, the renovations that will make it fit their family. And so guys, I'll show you a quick little overpass here of the inside. So really nice big open living area. The master is on the lower floor, as well as of course the kitchen and the living area once again. This is the upper floor. Let me just go ahead and be nice to you guys and turn on all the lights, because then you can actually see what's going on. So one more time, quick pass of the lower floor and then the upper floor. This is the kind of open area that leads to the other rooms. This over here is this is Charlie's room. Gosh, I forgot their names just there for a second. So she's got kind of this cute, girly, pinky style. And then this is a little... Gosh, guys, I'm suddenly forgetting their names. It's ridiculous. This is Sawyer's room. As you can see, pretty like athletic looking. You can tell that that's his interest. And then over here is little Callie's room, guys. So really cute, really simple. I love those colors together. They have like this junk room over here, like got a skeleton from one of their careers and a boxing bag that a lot of them tend to use. And then this little like joint office area. Out here in the back, we used to have like a little toddler slide, but we don't need that anymore. But we do have these plants back here as well. Now this is kind of Kieran's little pet hobby. He does like to grow flowers, but I feel like that Callie will take that over as she gets a little older, because again, she's probably going to be my florist sim. So that's about all I have to tell you guys, I think, about their family at the moment, guys. I'm super excited to get the chance to take you guys into cast like I have been able to do in other updates, but haven't been able to do here recently because there were so many Sims and so many members of each family that I just couldn't even really focus on it. But now, guys, we're going to go ahead and go into cast, and I can show you guys all these Sims up close, which I'm super excited about. So, guys, here is Mr. Kieran. Once again, he's very cute. He has the red hair, the blue eyes, the freckles. I love it so much. And he's about to be very, very old. So I'm not going to show you each of their outfits, but I do want to show you a close-up on their faces. And that way this can be a little bit more like concise as far as time goes. So guys, look at those eyes. Isn't she pretty? She's such a pretty Sim. Once again, I've just loved her character. I think that everything that we've developed in their family has just been really cool. So that is Sydney. And of course, Sydney and Kieran had Sawyer. This is their eldest. He has, once again, these really kind of lighter blue eyes, but also the red hair of his dad. So he's like practically spitting image of his dad, which I showed my husband that a couple of days ago when I was just playing this family, and he thought that was pretty cool. So this is Sawyer, and then their next is Charlie or Charlotte. And let me show you one of her every day, just because she's like, once again, pretty cute. She's kind of this like interesting alternative style. I mean, she's kind of trying to figure out her fashion type of thing. Like, look at her cute little button nose and her little eyes. Oh, I just think she's so cute. And then here is little Miss Callie. Once again, I'll get her into one of her regular everyday wear outfits. She's so pretty. Guys, can you tell I'm obsessed with this family? I'm just, oh man, it's a mess. Okay, so a lot of these guys, okay, I meant for all of their last names to be goth, like their moms, because even though technically when Kieran and Sydney got married, I had Sydney keep her last name because she's a doctor. I felt like if you're a doctor, you might change your last name when you get married, but then it would also be kind of difficult because like your name's on a bunch of really important papers and your license and all that kind of stuff. So I had Sydney keep her last name Goth. Once again, also because I wanted to continue on that theme. Because this is the goth family. That's the point of this as well. So I don't know if that will always happen, but I will for sure try to make that the case. I'm going to show you one of her everyday wear outfits though too, because she's super cute. Love her tattoos. Like she's just this cool mom, you know, she's just this cool person. I don't know. Guys, before I ramble on far too long about this family, which I've kind of already done, I'm going to go ahead and leave it off right here, but definitely check out the description for links that I've mentioned all throughout the video, including a new link to a family tree that I have put together on a separate app. It's called the Plum Tree app. I hope the link actually works, but that will be updated with this family as we go, with their pictures and their traits and their careers and everything like that. So I definitely want to try to keep up with that because it's a good way to keep track of it as well. So stay tuned for a lot of cool screenies toward the end of the video, like I always like to do, because that way you guys can get an insight into my gameplay and kind of what I've done on a more personal basis. But I'm gonna go ahead and leave you guys off right here. Thank you ever so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope you're having the best of days, and I will see you very soon. Bye.
Bye.